What's going on, drivers? Hope everybody out there is doing well, staying safe, staying out of trouble, all that good stuff. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. There's been a shooting in Texas. Happened a few days ago, I believe last Friday. Uh, Driver shot his co-driver. Uh, there wasn't any information on exactly what the reason was. I'm sure it was an argument of some type. Um, I have the news footage of it, which I'm going to play at the end of this video. But I'm going to talk about it first, and then I'll play it and let that close it out. But the name of the man's been released. The man that shot him was 41-year-old Darian Fisher out of Texas. Frederico was the name of his co-driver who he shot. Frederico was airlifted out, and he's expected to survive but may be paralyzed due to some damage to his spinal cord. He was shot multiple times. He called 911, I guess, from the sleeper of the truck. The other driver kept driving south on 287, eventually being stopped in Chillicothe, where he climbed out of the truck on the passenger side, fired at police multiple times, and then was killed himself. This is crazy. This is crazy. Here's the picture of Mr. Fisher. Not sure if any of y'all have ever worked with him before. Drivers, this running team stuff, man, I'm not down for it. You know, this ain't the first time something like this happened. It happens all the time. It happens more than we hear about, I'm sure. I'm sure fights and different things like that happen. You got to be real careful if you're running teams. And anytime there's gun violence on a truck, you know, those of y'all out there, I myself do not carry weapons on my truck, but those of y'all out there that do, every time there's gun violence like this on a truck, it brings them just a little bit closer to making a law that you can't have a gun on a commercial vehicle. You know, it's needless, man. It doesn't need to happen. These companies that are pushing running teams really need to put more work into who they're matching up. There might even need to be some psych evals or different things like that done. There needs to be some sort of check, because this happens way too much. Way too much. You know, and this man here obviously had some mental condition. You know, he shot his co-driver multiple times, continued driving. None of that's normal behavior. So he probably had some sort of mental condition that cost him his life. You know, maybe could have been prevented had someone down the line noticed it and got him the help he needed before this all occurred. But anyway, let's jump off into this news briefing. It's short. I'm going to let it play, and then I'm going to let this go ahead and end out. It's not going to be a long one today. I just wanted to kind of report on this. I was reading about it earlier. It's a messed up situation. To the families out there, all involved on both sides, my heart goes out to y'all. I know y'all are going through a lot. And y'all take care. Stay safe.
Good evening, Texoma. I'm Ashley Fitzwater. Alyssa has the night off. US 287 in Hardin County is back open tonight following a deadly officer-involved shooting. Priscilla Meza reports one man is dead, another is critically injured.
Just before 7 this morning, DPS officials say a passenger inside an 18-wheeler cab called 911 saying he was shot by his co-driver. At the time, the driver was traveling south on US 287 east of Quanah. Reports say police responded to reports of a passenger in a truck claiming to have been shot. Police located the vehicle and the suspect exited the vehicle and was shot by police officers.
There was a 911 call to the sheriff's office of a shooting while moving in an 18-wheeler. That prompted the sheriff's department to send deputies out and make contact with that driver.
Once Hardin County deputies made contact with the 18-wheeler, the driver was able to evade law enforcement until they came to a stop in Chillicothe.
That driver then evaded law enforcement approximately 10 miles south on 287. At one point, just outside of Chillicothe, roughly about a mile, that driver stopped and exited his vehicle with a weapon.
Investigators say the weapon was a handgun which the driver used to shoot at officers several times. Those officers returned fire. He was pronounced dead on the scene. At last check, the passenger was in critical condition.
So no officers are injured. We did have the initial call into 911 was a passenger who was shot in the vehicle. That passenger has been airlifted from the scene to a local hospital, and there's no updates yet, but definitely life-threatening injuries to that subject.
A reason for the initial shooting has not yet been released. An investigation is ongoing. In Hardeman County, Priscilla Meza, News Channel 6.